All right, so now we're gonna show you how to use the GE Portable. So this is where it's located. It's in the X-ray department. I'm gonna unplug it. We unplug it in the wall to save the battery. And now we're gonna go do an X-ray. And just to go into more detail about the GE Portable, you always want to keep it stocked up. So things you want to keep it stocked up with are the wipes to wipe down all the detector and the tube itself and the rest of the equipment once you're finished with the patient. You always want to have some gloves because you never want to take x-rays with your bare hands without gloves. Always keep bags, like just in case the patient has like contact precautions or they're bleeding. And one of the most important is make sure you have lead. You have thyroid shield and a lead aid.
So we're going to talk about the control panel on the screen here. This is your patient work list. So you will match up your check-in slip with your patient's name. Check the accession number, make sure you have the right patient pulled up. So there'll be a list here. If you don't see your patient, there's a refresh button here. Mash that and it'll refresh the list. Once you have your patient selected, so you'll click on your patient, this here will say start exam and you'll mash that and then your picture will pull up. So once you've selected your patient, sometimes a protocol list will come up like you see here, other times it may not. If it does, you're going to match up your check-in document, your order, and make sure that you touch the right button for the order. So I'm going to pick lower extremity. You can move up and down if you don't see the one you need. I'm going to pick toes, and then you mash accept.
Alright, so now we're going to go in and we're going to take a chest x-ray of my patient. When you go into the room, you always introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Kayla. I'll be taking an x-ray today. And you always want to check for 2 identifiers. May I see your armband? Alright, and you match it with your paper. Can you give me your name and your date of birth?
Kayla Carroll, 6/13/94.
Alright, perfect. I'm going to do a chest x-ray of you today, okay? I'm going to put this cold cardboard behind your back. This is your detector with its grid already on. It snaps on. So you're carefully going to lift the patient, slide the board behind her. You can lean back. And the good thing with this is it's a 17 by 17 grid, so it doesn't matter if it's crosswise or lengthwise. You're going to stick your marker on there. Alrighty. Now this is your tube. You hold the handles and it unlocks itself. You can easily just pull it back if you're too close to get the right SID. And this is your light, so you can see your light field. Alright, these are your collimators. You have 2 to open it up to however you need it.
Okay, so now that Kayla's got everything set up with the light and the board, I'm going to grab my exposure switch. I'm going to step 6 feet away. I'm going to press halfway to rotor. I have this to check my light if I need to, and I'm going to hold it down to expose.
So we have an image here that we exposed. It'll come up on your screen and look similar to this. This drop down arrow here, you're going to have a processed image and a raw image. So showing your raw image, here's your processed. You always want to do your annotations on your processed image because that's what's going to go over to PACS. So we have our processed image pulled up here. Down here on the bottom, you're going to see a range that's showing our exposure. We're in the green, so that's good. That means we used a good technique. If it were over on the left side in a yellow color, it means we underexposed. On the right side in a red color would mean we overexposed. So moving over here, a lot of portables you need to annotate on. So these 2 A's here, if you mash that, it'll show your annotations. There's some commonly used annotations here. These arrows up and down will show you a list of those. Say you did an AP upright chest portable, so you're going to mash that, hit OK. It comes up on your screen here. You don't want it in the middle of your anatomy, so you're just going to touch somewhere where it's out. Let's say you still have it in your anatomy a little bit. Touch it again, move it. Okay, so let's say you want to put the time on your picture. You're going to touch AA again. You're going to go here to custom, touch inside there, put your time on the keyboard, mash done, shows here, okay, same thing, comes up in the middle, touch where you want it, still not where you want it, touch it again, move it around. You also have L and R on here for left and right. If your marker's burned out or you can't see it, mash that. There's for an L, place it where you need it. Also, if you need to rotate your picture, you mash here, this little arrow, mash that. This one, move it to the left, rotate it to the right. If you need to invert it, this button here. Okay. And again, we've exposed this image. You're ready to take another exposure. You always have to go back here to your man laying on the table. Mash that, and you're ready to shoot again. Okay, so once you're done with your annotations, you're ready to send your image. You're gonna go here, close, and then you'll complete it. So we're done with everything. We're ready to move our equipment out of the patient's room. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. Always wanna make sure you clean your detector off. There's wipes there. Grab your detector. Always goes back here. Place it until you hear it beep. That means it's charging. These green lights here show it's charging. Here you can also see it's charging. So we're gonna move our equipment back. Mash the two buttons here. This tube only swings one way. It doesn't go all the way around. So make sure you're swinging it back the way you started. So swing your tube around. You're gonna push it forward and then push it down. This is the lock here. You want to push it down until it locks. Your screen goes black. Now we're ready to move.
Now we're gonna talk a little bit about the cassette and the grid that is on top of the cassette. So we come over here. We're just gonna lay it down and I'm gonna say a couple things about it. All right. What I want to start out with is marking the cassette. So if you have a patient, and we're gonna just, for the scenario, it's a larger patient. You have to put your marker within this field. If it is outside this field, right here, the marker will not show up. All of the field inside of this 17 by 17 box will be exposed. The grid is removable, so you can take it off, as you can see right here. And as you can see, the side that is exposed has a white outline border. These arrows here that show the corners of the cassette. And once again, if your marker is up here, or even right here, it will not show up. It has to be within the field to show up. Now, reasons you would take off of this grid would be for such as extremities or anything that requires 75 or less kV. So now, I'm going to come back over here. The grid itself has its own separate holding place right here, separate from where the cassette charges. So we'll go back, grab our cassette. Also, as you can see, I just picked it up off this bed. If it is under a really heavy patient, you have to kind of roll them up so you don't break the handles. These aren't the sturdiest handles. So you can take care of your cassette. Come back. Cassette is now charged.
So this is showing green. Now we're ready to go. Grab the two hands, smash the button here. Goes forward, backward. Okay, so we're back in the department now. Portable always goes here in the end. We want to get it out of the way. There. Grab the cord, always plug it in. That way it'll be charged and ready to go for the next patient. Plugs back here. It's plugged in. Now we're finished.